Hello, everyone. My group and I was assigned to the article, The Behavioral Economics of the Bottomless Cup, the Effects of Alcohol Cup Price on Consumption in College Students. And this was written by Morel, Reed, and Martinelli.
My name is Stace Bauer.
Julia Drozd.
Jada Fabian.
Marlena Rodas.
And Leonid Zos.
The summary of this article was just basically it focused on the alcohol consumption on college students. The cup price purchase task was used to assess demand for a 16-ounce cup during an off-campus party. And the goal of this article just went in depth into the behavioral economics of binge drinking in college students and to find solutions to reduce these problems. These findings eventually suggested that when attending off-campus parties, many undergraduate college students were very likely to buy a cheap refillable cup, and students who spent the most money on a refillable cup consumed more alcohol and had more alcohol-related effects.
The procedure of this study was, first, the research assistant emailed a link to a Qualtrics survey, which was used to complete all of the measures remotely. After the initial procedure, researchers excluded the data for 38 participants because some failed the initial quality control or they had incomplete data, and 31 reported no alcohol consumption. In addition, 16 participants were excluded from all the analysis because they didn't meet the criteria. At the end, only 131 participants responded to the survey. First, they provided consent, and then they completed demographic questions, such as socioeconomic status, and answer whether they had consumed alcohol in the past 6 months or not. After this, participants with recent 6-month alcohol history took the APT first, and then the CPPT fields, audit, and BYAACQ, and DDQ in that order. The remaining survey questions focus on off-campus party experiences and non-alcoholic beverage preferences.
Jada, I think you're muted.
Okay. Moral's study on cup price in relation to alcohol consumption started its initial participant pool with 185 undergraduate students from small liberal arts college in the northeastern United States. Students had to meet an inclusion criteria, which consisted of them being currently enrolled in a psychology course and be at least 18 years of age. Students volunteered to participate in the online survey. Participation granted them 1 participation credit or extra credit from their course. Data for 38 students was excluded from the initial pool for reasons including failing quality control, insufficient data, or no alcohol consumption for the past 6 months. So this brought the total down to 147. Then a further 16 students were excluded due to not meeting criteria for systematic data on hypothetical purchase tests. The final sample resulted in having 131 students, 78% female, and of the 78% female, 72% were white, with the mean age of 19.5. Among the final sample, 82.4% were under the age of 21 and 71.8% were first or second year students. All procedures conducted were approved by the IRB at the College of New Jersey.
Morel's study was using a causal research design. This type of design looks to determine the cause and effect relationship between 2 or more variables. Since there are many alternative factors that can contribute to cause and effect, researchers designed these experiments to collect statistical evidence between the correlation in different situations, or in our case, alcohol price as related to alcohol consumption and 16-ounce cup price in relation to refill quantities obtained at college parties. Using findings from the various tests performed during the survey, such as alcohol purchase task, cup price purchase task, the daily drinking questionnaire, the alcohol use disorder identification test, and the brief young adult consequence questionnaire test, the study was able to derive their statistical conclusions. The causal research design strengthens the study's outcomes since the participants in this research design are chosen systematically.
All right, as for the strengths and limitations of the study, one strength of the study is that they not only looked at the probability of purchase, but they also looked at the fills. So in other words, how the price per cup would affect the number of times the student filled their cup after payment. This gives us an even deeper understanding of the effects of per cup price on alcohol consumption. Another strength is that the cup price purchase task can be modified and used for different populations, not just college students. And the examples we included are young adults and the general population. However, while this is considered a strength, it may also be considered a limitation, which brings me to the limitations of the study. While it's possible and it might be beneficial to modify the hypothetical task for other populations, this study in particular was very specific to students from a small liberal arts college in the northeastern part of the United States. Results could be drastically different in, for example, a larger university or another state or another country where consumption habits, socioeconomic statuses, and other variables may differ. Another limitation is the diversity of the subjects or lack thereof. So there was a significant difference in the number of male versus female participants. The sample was made up of a little under 79% females. And since males and females have different tolerances for alcohol and different consumption habits, it's possible that the data was a bit skewed. That being said, the use of multiple questionnaires, which help to assess and support the validity of the CPPT questionnaire, and even though the number of males to females was not proportionate, the results seem to give us a pretty good idea of how per cup price affects alcohol consumption.
In conclusion, Morell's study helps us realize that a decrease in the alcohol price would lead to an increase in alcohol consumption amongst college students. What we can do as a society is try to implement ways to raise the price of alcohol amongst the college population so as to decrease the alcohol consumption and reduce the binge drinking that is seen across most college campuses. Thank you.